The Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 128 to 126 to take a 3-1 lead. Now they have full control of the series, and I would say they're going to win this series now without a doubt. This game was competitive from start to finish, and both teams shot a high percentage overall for the game. Oklahoma shot 50% for the game, while the Timberwolves shot 51% overall for the game. Both teams shot above 40% from three. It was about identical for OKC, 43.2% from three, and for Minnesota, 43.9% from three. But this game always seemed like OKC was in control from the start. They didn't have big leads, but they were always up by a small, comfortable margin where you felt that they were going to grind it out, gut it out, and they would win. They were always up by like 7 or 8 points throughout the game. I don't know if they had even a bigger lead than that, but it would always fluctuate to like 7 or 8 points. Minnesota would go on a run, and then OKC would just answer the run when Minnesota would tie the game by going on like a 7 to 8-0 run of their own to push the lead back to 7 or 8 points. And it was like that throughout the whole entire game. I would say the biggest thing for OKC in this game was their defense, in the sense that, granted that Minnesota shot a high percentage, but they were able to force a lot of turnovers. They forced 21 turnovers for Minnesota. So that's a lot of turnovers to commit. And usually when you commit that many turnovers, you don't win the game. And in this case, Minnesota did not win the game. That's one thing that impresses me about OKC. Throughout these playoffs, I've noticed how this team can easily force turnovers. They're good at getting steals. They're good at getting deflections. I have never seen a team like this that's been as good at forcing turnovers as OKC does. It's like they'll go through a stretch where they could have like 5 defensive possessions in a row in which they force a turnover, which is like unheard of. I've never seen this in all the years I watched basketball. So that's the thing that really impresses me the most about OKC, is their ability to force turnovers with their defense. Granted, that doesn't seem like much, but it's a big deal. I remember even seeing it against the Nuggets, where they would have stretches where they would get like 7 or 8 turnovers in a row forced against the Nuggets, which was amazing. And in this game, they had these types of stretches where they would do those types of things. The other big reason why they won this game is that they killed, not say killed OKC, they killed the Timberwolves on the boards. They had 19 offensive rebounds. And I felt like off of those 19 offensive rebounds, they must have gotten like 20 points. It was something absurd like that. I'm sure someone could check the stat of that, but I really felt they got these timely offensive rebounds that helped them score crucial buckets. Also, their big three was amazing this game. SGA had 40 points, and he had 10 assists, so 40 and 10 is pretty good. Granted, he had a lot of turnovers, 5 turnovers. He didn't shoot that well from the field, 13 of 30, which is 43%, but he hit a ton of key free throws that helped. I would say this game, he did live up to the free throw merchant nickname. There were some fouls, which I felt were bullshit touch fouls that should have been called, or tactics he did to hook the defender to get the call. I respect SGA's game, but one thing I don't respect is just the way he gets some of these free throws. That's the only knock I can really throw at SGA as a player. I wish that was a part of his game, but it is what it is. Jalen Williams was huge in this game. He hit some clutch shots during the final few minutes of this game that really helped OKC win this game. He shot 13 of 24 from the field, which is above 60% shooting. 6 of 9 from 3, which is 66% shooting from 3. He was great in this game. He was fantastic. Chet Holmgren also had a big game, 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting, which is absurd shooting. 2 of 4 from 3. Hit some timely threes in this game. And he had 7 rebounds and 3 blocks. He had some incredible blocks in this game where you didn't think he could get the block. and the defender drove by him, and he was still able to block the shot. So he was big. Now going to Minnesota, I have to say, first off, Julius Randle should change his name to Julius Random in this series because he's been really random. The first game, he's great. The second game, he's crap. The third game, he's great. The fourth game, he's crap. This game, he was garbage. 1 of 7 from the field, 5 points, 5 turnovers. That's not going to get it done. This was a terrible, subpar game by Julius Randle. Just a terrible game. Anthony Edwards, he definitely did not live up to his nickname of being Michael Jordan's son. If anything, he was Michael Jordan's bastard son in this game with his disappearance. 5 of 13 from the field, 16 points, 5 turnovers in a must-win game. This was a pathetic game by Anthony Edwards. I have to lay that out there. Granted, Lou Dort is a great defender, and he did a good job of defending Anthony Edwards. But when you're a superstar like Anthony Edwards, that's inexcusable. You got to rise above that defense. You have to do more. This is not good enough. That you didn't do enough. Sure, he had some good plays in this game, but I felt Anthony Edwards wasn't aggressive enough when it came to scoring. He had to force the issue, and he didn't do enough of that in this game. The guys, his supporting cast played great, to be honest. DiVincenzo had 21 points. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had 23 points. Even Rudy Gobert had a good game. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. Jaden McDaniels was great. 22 points, 9 of 15 shooting from the field. Really, the supporting cast stepped up in this game. All the guys stepped up in this game, except for the 2 stars on Minnesota, Julius Randle, a.k.a. Julius Random, and Anthony Edwards. He was Michael Jordan's bastard son in this game. That these guys did not show up. They didn't play big when needed to. And I'm going to go after Anthony Edwards more than Julius Randle because Anthony Edwards is the franchise player for his team. He is their alleged superstar. He was not big in this game. He was pathetic. And there's just needs to be more of him stepping up in these situations. It's not a good look for him, I would say. It's one thing if he had a great game and they lost. That wouldn't be his fault. But in this case, he had a terrible game and they lost. If he actually scored his season average, what he normally does, they would have won this game. So Anthony Edwards deserves a lot of blame for losing this game along with Julius Randle. Those 2 guys did not do enough to help their team win, and now they're down 3-1. I don't see them coming back in this series. Anthony Edwards, if he's a true competitor, will be thinking about this game the whole entire summer, about how he let his team down and he didn't show up when it really mattered.